Hey everyone. Before this video starts, I want to just talk about the Super Bowl because if you're watching this the day I'm posting this video, then in just a couple of hours, the Kansas City Chiefs will be going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm gonna just do my quick prediction on this. As you can see here, 538 predicts that the Chiefs will win, but they give the Chiefs a 53% chance of winning. In my opinion, I do think that the Chiefs are going to win, but it's going to be more. The chance of winning is a lot more than 53. In my opinion, it would be more like 65 to 72%. But at the same time, I am rooting for the Buccaneers because I usually root for whoever's the underdog. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers are almost obviously the underdog here. The favorite is the Chiefs by 3 points. That said, what's ironic about me rooting for the underdog is this year the underdog's quarterback is Tom Brady. And Tom Brady used to be part of the New England Patriots. And I would always root against the New England Patriots. Like here I rooted for the Rams even though they only got 3 points. Here I rooted for the Eagles who actually won. The Eagles, yeah, the Eagles was more evenly matched for New England Patriots. Here I did Atlanta Falcons, and they were winning before New England Patriots came back with like the sickest comeback ever. Anyway, I am rooting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I do think that the Kansas City Chiefs will win. So now let's move on to this actual video, the actual video. This isn't partisan sports, this is partisan satire. So today I'm going to talk about immigration and why Trump's immigration plan was not American, I should say. I'll say. Oh gosh, the moment I criticize Trump, I know I'm going to get a lot of comments stating why I'm criticizing Trump. But anyway, just hear me out here. So, for immigration, over the past 8 years, there's been a lot of talk about refugees coming over from Central America and in some cases South America through the Mexican border over to the United States. And a lot of the talk has been about whether to accept illegal immigrants or to reject them and deport them back into Central America or any other place that they come from. Because this isn't strictly a Central American problem. This involves all the other countries besides the United States. So, my opinion on this issue, I'm going to focus more on Central America, even though immigration can come from throughout the world. I'm going to just focus on Mexico and the rest of the Central and Southern American countries, because talking about the entire world would be too big for one video. So, my view on this is that either the United States should be accepting illegal immigrants and should be accepting with wide open hands, or they don't accept illegal immigrants, but instead they coordinate efforts with Mexico and other countries to make sure that there's no reason for people to immigrate from Central America to the United States. I don't think that Trump's policy of simply deporting Central Americans from the border to the country where they came from is the right idea or the most moral idea. Because there's always going to be a reason for why people immigrate to the United States. And for Central America, it's especially true that a lot of the reasons that a lot of people immigrate to America is because of problems going on in their own countries. So the United States prides itself as the world superpower, as the biggest country in the world in terms of its influence. But what the Trump administration said is, I'm going to deport you, and I'm not going to try to solve your problem. That's not what the United States does, and it's not what the United States has done. I do think that the United States should be deporting immigrants, but only under the condition that they fix the drug trafficking problem going on in Mexico or in the other countries. And that takes communication with these presidents. It takes discussions with these presidents to allow U.S. forces to then try to go against the drug cartels in Mexico or in other countries. simply trying to deport people from these southern border over back to their country is, in my opinion, not ethical. By itself, it's not ethical because you're throwing people back to harm's way. If let me do an analogy. Say that there's a person running away from the house, and it's because of smoke, and they have to get through the front door in order to get outside. But the person outside slams the door and then makes you go and stay in the house, or try to find another way through, or another way outside the house. That's not moral. You wouldn't call that moral. So this should not be moral or ethical. Simply deporting people is not going to help. What could help though is if instead you go in the house, but then you also take the fire out, you put the fire out, and the person stays there. As a result, there's no reason for that person to leave, except maybe that the house may be damaged. But it's also your responsibility to then repair the house that you might have caused damage to. So if the United States is going to go and rectify the drug trafficking problems in Mexico and other countries, then they're obviously going to create some destruction. So that's their opportunity to fix it. But ultimately, this will work out in America's favor. Why? Because first, America relies on Mexico in a lot of these countries, and when you have a brain drain, it starts to hurt Mexico, and as a result, it will hurt the United States, because the United States does rely on these countries for agricultural products or stuff like that. And also, it's one less person to need to take care of in the United States. And if you want even more reasons, then this is a less okay reason. But there are people who don't want people from Central America, Southern America, or the Caribbean to come over to the United States. So if we give them no reason to come over, or if they don't have any reason to leave their country, then they won't have as much of a need to go to America. So that's my take on the immigration issue. Either you're for accepting illegal immigrants and legalizing them, or you're against that notion and you want to deport them. But as a result, you want to help the situation going on in their home country. If you try to simply just deport people, that's not the American way to do that. We haven't done that. Our country is not rooted on that. If we look at past precedent, when people came over from Europe, we accepted them. When people came over from China, this is where this is where my argument starts to get questionable. But when it came to China and Japan, eventually the United States rejected them just because they were Asian, and taken up jobs of American lives. But then the Supreme Court ruled against that, or they didn't necessarily rule against that, but in totality. But eventually it had to be reversed because of how cruel that was. So as a result, that's what happened with that. Anyway, I'm going off in a history tangent again, but anyway, this is not the way. This is not the way America should be taken on immigration. Now, in terms of what Joe Biden is going to be doing for immigration, he wants to legalize. He wants to take the path of legalizing millions of illegal immigrants. But I don't look. It's not gonna get passed in the Senate. He could try to do that with executive action, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the jurisdiction to do that. So he'll have to get it through Congress. And as you know, Congress is very evenly divided. In the Senate, it's exactly 50-50, and I can't imagine Joe Manchin being supportive of this idea, or Senator Tester of Montana, or any of the Rust Belt senators that are Democrats like Sherrod Brown, because it's essentially taken jobs away from their states. But what the Biden administration can do is it can start to intervene in affairs within Central America, making sure that the drug problem doesn't go making sure that they suppress the drug cartels in these countries. And ultimately, if they do that, it will help their country, because the United States does have a drug trafficking problem. Now, arguably, most of the drug problem comes from from overseas and not from Mexico and South America, most notably from China and the Southeast Asian countries. But there is certainly a problem with drug cartels in Mexico. So by suppressing them and making sure that they are brought to justice, then that helps the United States with their opioid addiction, and as well as generally just potential violent events that may occur if drug cartels go over to the United States. So that's all I have to say for immigration. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I think that I want the Bucks to win, but I do think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. If you think that the Bucks are going to win, then just put that in the comment below. So yeah, thanks for watching. This video is now adjourned, and I'll see you in the next one.